Subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
There's awesome stuff that the writers have been working on to have this perfect ending to Summerslam that was good. Brock comes in at 6 p.m. and changes everything. And Vince was like, okay, we're going to go with Brock's idea. And it made everybody else look stupid but Brock.
Number 10. John Cena refuses to drop the title to Jack Swagger. Back in 2010, WWE would award the Money in the Bank briefcase Jack Swagger. They had plans for Swagger and a title reign was about to follow. The initial plan for Swagger's push was for Swagger to cash in on the dead champion John Cena. However, Cena used his backstage power to cancel these plans immediately. Speaking on the Talk Is Jericho show, Swagger would explain that Cena simply refused to lose the WWE title to Swagger and revealed,
I have a little information, but I don't know what was going to happen. The night before, I tasted on Raw where Vince hit Cena with the briefcase. I snuck up on him in one of his promo segments. Later, come find out he refused to do the job for me for the World Championship. But we will talk about that. You know, something's happening in the business.
Instead, WWE decided to go down a different route. They would have Swagger cash in on Chris Jericho to win the world title over on the SmackDown brand. Swagger's world title reign would completely fall flat though anyway, as he was never taken seriously as a legitimate world champion in WWE. Number 9. Hulk Hogan suggests defeating Yokozuna in the main event of WrestleMania. A WrestleMania 9 is often considered to be one of the worst WrestleMania events of all time. Now, one of the main reasons for this sentiment is that the ending featured Hulk Hogan using his backstage power to change the finish to the biggest show of the year. The initial plan was for Yoko to win the WWE title against Bret Hart in the main event, but upon hearing this, Hogan decided to go to Vince McMahon directly, informing him that not having a babyface on top to close the show will be met with a huge negative response from fans. Instead of pitching Bret to retain the title, Hogan instead suggested that he challenges Yokozuna to an impromptu match and win the title. Naturally, Vince agreed, and Hogan would close out WrestleMania 9 as WWE Champion. Hogan never believed that Bret was good enough to pass the torch on to. Number 8. Randy Orton derails Kofi Kingston's push. When WWE began to push 2009, it was seen as a major step forward for WWE. Fans had grown tired of John Cena and Randy Orton in the main event, and Kofi was a welcome change for a lot of fans. As part of his push, Kofi would be involved in a heated feud with Orton, and Kofi was presented extremely well for the most part as he secured a number of high-profile victories, including a win over Orton at 2009 Survivor Series. However, this push was quickly derailed following a triple threat match between Kofi, Orton, and Cena. And during this now infamous matchup, Kofi would forget the finish to the match, and as a result, this absolutely enraged Orton. Orton would lash out in the middle of the ring, and once the match was over, he would complain directly to WWE management about Kofi. Unfortunately, Kofi's push ended there, but the real-life incident would form a storyline between the two men a decade later, when the two feuded over the title in the summer of 2019. Number 7. Roman Reigns cancels a table spot. One of the ongoing storylines in 2020 was the story of Nia Jax continuously putting Lana through the announce table. This was supposed to continue at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, with Nia once again putting Lana through a table. But this planned table spot was ultimately cancelled by Roman Reigns, as Reigns wanted to use a table spot in his match with Drew McIntyre. Reigns believed that having two table spots in the same show would make one of the spots mean much less. Amazingly, Reigns managed to get the table spot for the women removed completely using his backstage power. Now, according to Lana, this didn't sit well with Nia. Nia and Reigns got into a backstage confrontation over this. It was clear that Reigns' backstage power was simply too powerful for the WWE to ignore. Number 6. John Cena stops Alex Riley's push. When Alex Riley split apart from The Miz in 2011, he managed to get really over with the fan base. Riley had a great look, and the feud with The Miz presented him as a legitimate and credible star for WWE. Riley would secure the biggest win of his career at a Capital Punishment pay-per-view with a clean victory over The Miz, and there were rumors that Vince McMahon was high on him. This all came crashing down though after John Cena halted any plans for Riley to be pushed in the company. It was reported that Cena had a number of issues with it, and the two never met eye to eye. This led to Cena getting in Vince's ear, and Riley would fall dramatically down the card. Eventually, he would move to NXT and would take on a new role as a commentator. He would be released in 2016, but to this very day he blames Cena for his WWE career not turning out as planned. Number 5. Triple H's Reign of Terror. The Triple H's Reign of Terror refers to a time period between 2002 and 2005 where Triple H was the face of Raw. During this time, he defeated virtually everyone WWE paired him with, and for the most part, Triple H used his backstage power to ensure that he remained in the top position. And this all started with Rob Van Dam. RVD was beloved in 2002 and been world champion. However, Triple H cancelled these plans after RVD refused Triple H's help with his promo work. Triple H would then face Booker T at WrestleMania 19 in a rather controversial storyline which should have seen Triple H finally be conquered by the popular babyface. But sadly this wasn't to be, and Triple H was once again victorious. Throughout feuds with Goldberg and Scott Steiner, both men came forward and said that Triple H used his power to ensure that they looked as bad as possible during the feuds. Now, although Triple H for the most part stopped using his backstage power for his own benefit as the years went on, the damage from this time period hindered the fans' perception of Triple H forever. Number 4. Hulk Hogan One and Done. A SummerSlam 2005 featured an icon versus icon match as Hogan collided with Shawn Michaels for the first time ever. The SummerSlam match was supposed to act as the first match in the feud, and the initial plan was for Hogan to win this match at SummerSlam, whilst HBK would win the second, which was rumored to take place inside a steel cage. Hogan, upon hearing these plans, decided that his injuries were too severe to do one more match, and due to him being the babyface in the feud, he would be victorious. Now, most fans, as well as HBK, could see straight through Hogan. Hogan had once again manipulated Vince McMahon, and the issue was that Hogan just simply didn't want to lose to HBK in any capacity. Of course, we all know what happened at SummerSlam as HBK decided to oversell everything Hogan did to mock him. Number 3. Randy Orton gets Mr. Kennedy fired. When Mr. Kennedy returned to Raw in May of 2009, fans expected him to get a major push as a babyface. Well, that was the initial plan, but his return match would just so happen to be the last match in his WWE career. During the match, Kennedy would launch a suplex on Randy Orton, and Orton would land awkwardly on his head and shoulder. Orton had a history of shoulder problems, and therefore Orton complained directly to WWE management about Kennedy's so-called recklessness. Although WWE had concrete plans for Kennedy, they sided with Orton and actually fired Kennedy in one of the most shocking WWE firings of all time. Now, it was believed at the time that Orton seeked out John Cena, and Cena also backed up Orton's viewpoints of Kennedy. The firing of Kennedy is often seen as one of the most extreme cases of a superstar or superstars using their backstage power to detrimentally impact someone else's livelihood. Number 2. Shawn Michaels cancels Vader's push. Vader joining the WWE in '96 was supposed to add a lot of star power to WWE's roster. They would have Vader face WWE Champion Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam, what was supposed to be one of the biggest matches of Vader's career. Sadly for Vader, this would be his last major opportunity in WWE's main event scene, as the match didn't sit well with his opponent. HBK and Vader simply didn't mesh well, and as a result, a number of spots were botched in the title match. Fans could actually see HBK get visually frustrated with Vader during the match. Following the match, HBK would complain directly about Vader to Vince McMahon, and as a result, Vader was pulled from the high-profile feud with Michaels, and it would be moved down the card. And number 1, John Cena flexes his backstage power at SummerSlam. During the summer of 2010, the main storyline of the WWE programming was the storyline of the Nexus taking over the WWE. This takeover would culminate at SummerSlam when they booked the Nexus team to take on Team WWE in the main event. The plan of the match was for the Nexus to be victorious and solidify all members of the stable as legitimate, thus creating 7 brand new stars in the process. Cena, who was the face of the WWE at the time, believed that the Nexus shouldn't go over in the match. He directly went to Vince McMahon to get the match finish changed. Cena would suggest that he would be the sole survivor for his team and that the show would end up with Cena on top. This change led to a lot of backlash from fans as well as a number of WWE talent including Edge and Chris Jericho, who knew that the match finish Cena came up with would kill the stable.
Well, when John wanted to do things a certain way, we told him wrong. Remember that? We did it anyways and it sucked. And then afterwards he came over to us and said, I should listen to you, but I wasn't saying it that way.
Now, more recently, Cena has been rather public with his opinion that he made the wrong decision to use his influence to benefit himself back in 2010, which is certainly a testament to Cena's character. But there you have it, folks. 10 times WWE wrestlers abuse their power. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love that. I really did love that. I love WrestleMania. I'm driving. I'm a subscriber of WrestleMania, y'all. I'm a subscriber of him. I'm sorry for that loud noise. If y'all hear that loud noise right now, that's my bass system. I have a big, huge bass system. And then when I start making my own videos, it's gonna be nice. I love this app. Let me give a shout out to this app. It's gonna be the YouTube download on Microsoft 10. You can download this app and be able to watch YouTube videos and like it. I guess this is the part of the same nation area, so I really like that. It's pretty nice. It brings a little different aspect to my videos and what I bring to YouTube. So here we go. I guess this is a good another guy here in my WWE show. I want to see what she's talking about.
Is off the script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram.
See, I like this though. See, this right here helps you really perfect your shit, what you're doing, what you got going on. I really like what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna watch this shit. I don't know.
A few extras. We got an extra today. We got an extra tomorrow. I'm loading the channel up this week, so make sure you guys go and check that stuff out on the homepage. And today's show, once again, sponsored by my great friends over at Honey. Join honey.com/off-the-script.
A lot of people on YouTube, they are with that honey stuff, getting a little bit of revenue from honey. I know that shit for a fact because I had people on YouTube that have been talking about shit about honey, like Mr. Beast and everybody. So it's pretty cool, but let's see what's going on. But hey, I'll think something else brand new. But I'll be doing something like this. Though.
And Nick Gage had a match on AEW Dynamite leading into All Out. Jericho's
Let's turn the beats up.
Jericho on his way to
Turn the volume up.
All Out. There was a match.
I'm watching live YouTube videos. Ladies and gentlemen, on the videos that I'm showing you, these are YouTubers that's doing what I love doing. So they are all awesome. I love them.
Now, if you guys remember the entire sequence of events, Nick Gage, Matt Cardona, it was a big deal for GCW.
You guys can't even hear me right now. Like it just sounds like mumbled to me. Trust me, it sounds like mumbled. But don't worry, I'm gonna fix it. My iPhone 13 is on the way. I should get it on the 13th or the 14th. Next week, Tuesday, next week, Monday, I have iPhone 13 Pro Max Pro.
The thing is, Blue Ribbon Beer picked up on the pizza cutter spot, and they were all over that because Cardona drinks half, and it was a commercial, and it was a nice little thing going on between the two brands.
This is wrong.
And apparently, in a oddball event, there was the pizza cutter spot in the Jericho match, and right after that, they went to a picture commercial break, and then conveniently there was a Domino's pizza ad. There was a big thing online about Domino's not wanting their brand to be showcased with such violence, pizza cutter, blood, light tubes, Gage. They didn't want their brand affiliated with that type of imagery. There was a report that came out a day or two after that match aired that WWE actually reached out to the sponsors during Dynamite, showed them that clip because they had no idea what was going on. And it was, in a way, pretty much, for me to put it in simplest terms, WWE told on AEW, oh, you're not supposed to do that. I'm going to go tell the teacher. You know. Dirt sheets. In the latest chapter of ongoing company warfare between AEW and WWE, WWE has now been accused of leaking silly information to the news websites. For those who aren't aware, full details on Friday's TV ratings don't become available until the following Monday, but in the past few weeks, the quote-unquote fast nationals and early version ratings that are usually lower than the final ones have been reported online, which I don't know why the dirt sheets report the fast nationals. Nobody gives a shit about the fast nationals. But WWE apparently cares about the fast nationals for one very important reason. The fast nationals aren't available for free, as they have to be purchased to get that analytic. Now here's the scoop. Voices of Wrestling, the official Twitter account of Voices of Wrestling, is allegedly saying that WWE is leaking the Fast Nationals number for Rampage. This is what Voices of Wrestling tweet last night on Twitter. And I quote, here's the scoop. WWE is leaking the Rampage Fast Nationals. This was tipped off to us and then confirmed by at least one of the outlets that has been reporting the Fast Nationals. Come up with your own motivations, but that's who is feeding this information to the news. My theory is that their strategy is to present Rampage as AEW being weak. SmackDown airs on the same night, so it's a great PR move to compare the numbers, especially since the general public has no understanding of what a good number at the Friday night time slot at 10 p.m. is. Just look at Twitter and how many blithering idiots exist on social media. You guys know the deal with social media. It's also notable that these leaks weren't happening until Rampage began to level off. Find me a Fast National headline for the Punk return or Rampage being number one on cable. WWE can only claim AEW isn't competition for so long. PR leaks and a 2.5-hour SmackDown this week was inevitable. End quote. Now, Tony Khan is fighting back and bringing some heat this Friday. He's doing a live buy-in from 9 to 10 to combat at least 1 hour of Friday Night SmackDown. SmackDown doing 30 minutes overrun for a Sasha Banks-Becky Lynch match that probably will end in a fucking disqualification of some sorts, because this match is leading to a triple threat match with Bianca Belair on Thursday at Crown Jewel, and none of these women can afford to lose and look weak, being that Becky's the champion, and Sasha more than likely is winning the SmackDown Women's Championship because she's the only woman on this show for this match that is a part of the SmackDown brand competing for the SmackDown title, unless WWE does something very out of left field and has Becky retain, and then we do Becky versus Charlotte at Survivor Series and we unify the titles. And we get one women's championship spread across two brands. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case. I've been wanting that to happen since 2016, but I don't think WWE deserves that type of credit or anything along those lines because they don't meddle in long-term booking. They don't have a fucking idea what to do with their women's division. It's fucking terrible right now. But going back to this story, Tony Khan and WWE have been going back to back for, obviously PR reasons, tit for tat, and I'm not surprised by this story leaking, because if WWE has proven anything to us, they want you to think that they are not scared of AEW. They want you to think that AEW is not competition to them. In every breath, WWE has never mentioned AEW being competition, but in every action that WWE has showed us, they have absolutely gone on there, and every action equals AEW's competition. Okay? This is not the only thing that WWE has